What's up, guys? It's Bishop here with a new episode of Niehaus Knows Sports.
Well, a very pleasant good evening, everyone, and thank you for watching another edition of Niehaus Knows Sports and the much-anticipated debut. We previewed his debut on, I think, 3 different shows, and now it is here, Rick Broering. Mr. Broering, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Well, on here we do Niehaus Knows Sports. We cover everything. Now, Rick knows everything about sports, but in particular, there's not a...
If you don't mind me interrupting you, I feel as though this show could be called Broering Knows Sports. Because Broering knows sports just as much as Niehaus.
Yeah, absolutely he does. But in particular, okay, how do we explain? Okay. The guy that... Okay, well, let's just say there's not a guy that knows more about prep sports than Rick Broering.
That's true.
I mean, would you agree with me, Andy?
I stand by that statement, Mike.
And Rick's going to preview everything going on in the prep sports world. Rick's going to talk us to about it. Again, thank you so much for coming on the show, Rick.
No, I appreciate it, guys. I enjoy Bishop Productions. I enjoy Niehaus Knows Sports. I'm a big fan, and I even got the Bishop shirt on. Ladies!
Yes, sir!
Lady!
Dare I say you look good in the shirt?
Oh, there's no daring about it. I look darn good in this shirt.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, Rick, this show's going to be about what you do. I kind of want to let the viewers know about what you do and what you cover, because you do a fantastic job of what you have going, especially in the prep sports world. So can you just let everyone preview what you do exactly? Then also at the end, I want you to kind of give us a recap of what you're covering right now and what's going on in the prep sports world.
And I'd also like to hear your predictions of the Super Bowl, your predictions of the NCAA tournament, because odds are you're going to be on the show several times.
Okay.
For predictions, stuff like that. But first...
So yeah, just first tell everyone what you do and where to go to check you out, because you will not want to miss what Rick does.
Alright, shameless plug coming up. Alright, nkysportsblog.blogspot.com. Working on get a domain name. Ladies. But what I do there basically is just a Northern Kentucky high school sports blog. I got photos, I've got stories, I've got a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and I try to do it, keep it comical at times. And also these guys have inspired me to start a video blog on there, so we're going to start having Northern Kentucky sports blog show each week. So be on the lookout for that. Maybe Andy can post me a link up here. You guys can check that out and head to that. Also, I'm writing for, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Rivals Recruiting Network. But
are we familiar?
Right.
Niehaus knows sports, but he's not familiar with the Rivals Recruiting. No, that doesn't make sense.
I'm sorry, I should have known. But anyways, Cat's Paws, things like that, that's all part of Rivals. I work for what's called QueenCityHigh.com, which is a...
Part of Rivals.
Which is a member of the Rivals Network. And what we do is each state for high school has its own site, and then for what they have called 6 hotbed sites, and Cincinnati is one of the Greater Cincinnati area is one of those, because a lot of recruits do come out of this area. So that's why we have the QueenCityHigh.com, which is a hotbed site, and I write for them. I have a couple feature stories that I do each week. Something called In the Paint, which is basically a wrap up of Kentucky. And we have some Ohio guys.
And you also do a story on a feature article on a player. Like just recently, I saw one on Villa Madonna's point guard shooting.
Point guard Blake Bryant. Yep.
Where he dropped
48 points, school record. I was at that game against Bellevue. The kid's really talented, and he plays at Villa Madonna, so it's sort of a rarity. And I tell you what, it's no, seriously. I mean, I think everybody knows Villa's not the strongest program. It's a tiny school known for academics,
right.
And to have a guy who is that special of a player is pretty neat, and it's fun to go out and cover guys like that who don't necessarily get the publicity that teams like Holmes and some teams with really good athletes are getting. It's fun to do some stories about guys like that. Maybe get them noticed. Maybe not by UK or UC or some big Division Ones, but maybe a smaller school, Mac school, will take a chance on a guy like that or something.
Like Miami of Ohio,
Correct.
Eastern Michigan, Central Michigan.
Right.
So,
exactly.
Buffalo.
That's what I meant with Mac. Yes.
So basically, you are given leeway, you're giving these guys an opportunity. Some of these schools that might not know these guys, they can go to your site, read up more about them. So because of you, a lot of people are getting in.
Right. Well, yeah, because of our site. I don't want to by any means take credit for QueenCityHigh.com. We have a great guy who runs that. His name's Dan Klaskins, and he also runs TriStateFootball.com, GetSportsInfo.com, and he does it all. He's great. He's an awesome guy to work for. But yeah, I'm just thankful for the opportunity to write for Queen City High. And but yeah, like you said, it's fun to sometimes go out and get stories on a guy like a Blake Bryan who's maybe not necessarily getting exposure. Some of the guys who are already Division I prospects, everyone knows about them. The coaches are already after them. But maybe a guy like Blake Bryan, they're on the rival side of coaches and he sees about him, and maybe they'll go check him out. I know Dave Beasel from NKU was there last night at the All-A Classic checking him out.
Really?
Yeah, not that has nothing to do with me, I'm sure, but he was there looking at him, so it's good to see him getting some exposure.
That's awesome. That's really cool you do that.
Now, so there's that. Now, do you want to also tell them what you just did this past high school football season with the local Channel 12, where Brad Johansson works for Local 12, right?
Right. And let's just clear this up before this gets out of hand. I worked for Local12.com, the website portion. I do not know Brad Johansson personally. I do not know anyone on TV personally. I dealt with the director of marketing and 2 or 3 web people. So before we get out of control, like I'm friends with all these, mini celebrities here in town. I'm not. I don't know any of them. They've never even talked to me. Brad Johansson walks by me all the time without saying a word. I just wrote for the website, took some pictures, did some fun stuff. It's still up on there, local12.com, the high school football section. Pretty much everything you see there is me below the scores that they do. The stories, the blog, pictures, that's all me.
That's awesome.
Well, so also, can you let our viewers know what's going on right now in the high school scene? You know everything high school sports.
I'd be glad to, Mike. First of all, we'll get, I cover Northern Kentucky basketball, and that's what I know, so we'll stick to that for right now. If you're not familiar with Northern Kentucky high school basketball, there's a few things you need to know. Holmes is #1 in the state of Kentucky, and they're from right around here in Covington, Kentucky, close to where we all went to high school at Holy Cross. They're a big rival for Holy Cross. They've got three to 5 Division I prospects on their team right now, led by Elijah Pittman at 6'7". Also Ricardo Johnson, 6'5". UK's heavily after him, so be on the lookout for guys like that. They're big Division I stars. They're going places. They're kind of a big deal.
Rick, how about me asking you if Ricardo can throw it down?
No, Mike Niehaus, who does know sports, literally asked me and was being serious when he asked if a 6'7" guy with a 7-foot wingspan, after I just told him that, could dunk. And I looked at Niehaus and told him that he doesn't know sports but does not know physics very well, because I think that's pretty obvious.
Absolutely.
Also,
but
right
you
now,
did so kindly give me the chance to take back my comment.
I did. If he revoked the statement, I said we could still be friends.
So
I did do that. Right.
What a guy.
I do what I
say
can.
guy.
Right. Northern Kentucky sports, though, basketball, other than Holmes, they're state one in Kentucky, looking to bring back a state championship for Northern Kentucky in the 9th region, which would be great. Everyone up here is real excited about that. We haven't had one for years. But other than that, right now the All-A Classic is going on, which is, if you don't know, the All-A Classic is a small school tournament, so it lets some of the teams that maybe don't have a great chance of making it down to state, teams like we talked about, Villa Madonna, Ludlow, Holy Cross, St. Henry, Newcastle, Newport, Beechwood. It gives them a chance to go down and if they win the regional All-A, then they go down and play at state at Eastern Kentucky University in Richmond, Kentucky. And that's we went down there a couple times for the girls when our girls at Holy Cross made it. And it was a great time. It's fun for those schools to just play in a college gymnasium with a big crowd. And it's a good time. So that's pretty cool. And last night it got started off with a bang. I put some predictions up on my blog, and that's always the curse of death for just about any Northern Kentucky team. So I'm sure they hate when I do that. I said Beechwood was my favorite to win it. I said Holy Cross was my second. And what do you know? The first 2 games, both of them out. First round. Newport upsets Beechwood on a buzzer beater by Brandon Tucker. Hadn't scored a point all game, Mike. Hadn't scored a point all game. Hits a buzzer beater to beat Beechwood, who's the hottest team around right now, coming in that game after just a big win over Highlands. So
And they beat Cupcast before. And,
Right.
and Cupcast all a down year, but always a force to be reckoned with.
Right. Beechwood having a great year, one of the hottest teams around here. Everyone's saying maybe they're the second best team behind Holmes. Maybe they could give Holmes a run. They lost to them earlier in the season by about 15, but Beechwood, maybe they're the second best team in Northern Kentucky. And no sooner do they knock off Highlands,
Dispels that theory.
Exactly. Do they lose to Newport, who is not really known for being a basketball powerhouse, but they do have some talent. They do have some talent. They're a dangerous team, and they showed that last night. Brandon Tucker hits a buzzer beater.
That's
So,
awesome.
so right after that, we've got the Villa Ludlow game, which is two of the smallest schools around here and least likely to win an all A. Not very good. But we just talked about Blake Brown, one of the most exciting players to watch in that tournament, if you ask me. And heading off night. Got to the rim a lot, missed a lot of layups, missed a lot of pull-up 5-foot jump shots, and he still ended up with 25 points. So it sort of speaks to his talent, and he picked it up in the fourth quarter when his team needed him, and it goes into overtime. That game goes into overtime, and what happened was Villa had the lead by 1, I believe. It was a tie game. Villa had the ball, tie game. Maybe 20 seconds left. They dribble down, they turn it over, throw it right to Ludlow. Ludlow takes it down, lays it in, takes the 2-point lead with about 9 seconds left. Villa comes down. Blake Bryan drives the lane. Looked like he got a good bit of his arm grabbed. I think I'm gonna put that video up on the blog, by the way. So check that out and see what.
And again, give that site again.
I'll put it in the description.
But
give
just give it again.
NKYSportsblog.blogspot.com. Like I said, still going off bloggers free stuff. Maybe we'll get a domain name sometime. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. If you go click there and I get more views, there's a better chance I'll get a domain name.
And also check out Rick on Facebook.
Right.
And
Make me your Facebook friend. Just don't poke me. I don't like that.
That's a legit statement.
Rick would be more than happy to answer any questions about what he does, to give more information on. So seriously,
Absolutely.
check him out on Facebook, and he would be more than happy to tell you guys what he does and to give more information because the guy knows his high school sports.
Now, guys, let me tell you something about my life. I go to school full time, which I dread, and I do high school sports, and that's what I do, and I enjoy that. And I spend a good portion of my free time when I'm supposed to be doing homework talking high school sports with people who are IMing me on Facebook or whatever. Just IMing me straight up. So NKY Sports Blog on AIM. Ladies, you can hit me up on there. So if you want to date or want to talk high school sports, this is what I meant to say. Then hit me up. And we can talk about it. I love talking high school sports, and I'll be more than glad to answer any questions. Also, something you want to see. You've got a brother, a cousin playing high school sports, want a shout out, want a story on them, want a picture up on the website? Send it to me. Hit me up. I'll put it on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what a nice guy to go out.
How about him coming on the show on his off night?
Yeah.
He doesn't do classes on Wednesday, off day tomorrow, and he comes and gets on the show.
Waffle House.
Well, I'm busy with homework, but yeah, I wish I could be there.
All right.
So Super Bowl predictions. Niehaus knows nothing about Super Bowl.
That is the God's honest truth,
If
right
you've seen it
there.
in the previous
$5 foot longs, and we just did a free commercial for Subway. So
Hey, return the favor, son.
pay us.
Hey guys.
Dollars.
Zona or Pittsburgh, who do you think is going to win? By how much?
Well, Andy. I tell you what. I've sat there and each week I've looked at Zona's matchup and I've said, oh, they're playing Carolina. Carolina's going to stomp them. Oh, they beat Carolina. Are you serious? Atlanta is going to kill them. Oh, they won that game too. And then they get up. They get up against the Eagles last week,
right.
And I'm thinking, Donovan McNabb's gonna win. But then
they do take that 25-24 lead.
Then I watch
Then you're
Niehaus
like,
No Sports, and I see Andy talking up his boy Kurt Warner, and I see Niehaus picking the Eagles, and it gets me to think about how Niehaus likes Andy Reid, and how Andy Reid's a nice guy, and how Andy Reid never wins an NFC Championship game. And I'm thinking, you know what? Arizona might win this. So now I've got this predicament that I know for a fact Pittsburgh Steelers are the better team. But Arizona's been proving me wrong for the past 4 or 5 weeks now.
That's like a month, Rick.
I know.
That's a long
A month of
time.
my life has been complete lie. because Arizona is so good, and I didn't think so. And Kurt Warner is dominating.
Yes, he is.
And Larry Fitzgerald is an absolute stud. And their defense, which is, I think, the biggest key, is their defense has come to play. They've put pressure on every quarterback they've played. And you talk about all the other teams that have been in there have absolutely stout defenses. I mean, the Steelers, the Ravens, the Eagles, all just great defenses. That's what they're known for. And then you look at Arizona, you don't think that, but you watch them play, and their defense has been getting after it. And that's the difference. That's what's made them, that's what put them in the Super Bowl, along with all the explosive offense that we knew about.
Right.
But I tell you what, I think it's going to be a fun Super Bowl. I mean, I could see this going either way. I could see the Steelers blowing it open, but Arizona's never out of it. With that offense, with Larry Fitzgerald's ability to get downfield, with Hightower's speed around the edge, busting big plays, and the receivers block so well downfield. It's fun to watch. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just watch when Hightower comes around the edge one time on a pitch or something, and look for Fitzgerald or one of the receivers blocking Bolden. They do such a good job.
And I did say Rick knows all about sports, but he specializes in high school. Look how much he knows about NFL. That's just how much more he knows about high school. So the guy knows it all.
I mean, I'm no Michael Niehaus, but I do what I can.
So you're thinking it could go either way, Pitt?
Give me a prediction.
Okay, but you want my prediction.
I want
you
your
wanted
prediction.
a prediction, and I danced around long enough.
Yeah.
So
You beat around the bush.
I will. I'm not even gonna say it.
I know, yeah. That's probably best to just keep
That's
that.
what she said.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So, if I have to go with my prediction, I'm still gonna have to say the Steelers, and we're gonna go. We're gonna go 21-17. I'm not putting any $5 footlongs on it because I've got a good feeling Arizona has a great chance, and I respect Kurt Warner and your man crush on him. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's-
Well, as
that's
long as
cool.
you know what it is. And so you're saying I'm still going to have to go with Arizona, and Mike, your choices really don't matter anymore. If you had to say Pitt or Arizona.
I'll give my Super Bowl, my much anticipated Super Bowl prediction on our Super Bowl preview show.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. So yeah, I bet they're dying to hear. So okay. So
So they know which team to bet against.
Okay. So Super Bowl. Okay, Pitt. NCAA. Now, granted, March is far away, and nothing matters till March, as a lot of people say.
Right.
If you had to say right now in the country, who's your favorite team, and who do you think is going to win it all?
Wow. Wow. That's tough. You look around and North Carolina looked like, gangbusters for a while there, and now they've dropped 2.
Right.
And Duke is one of those teams that they shoot the ball so well when they're on, no one can beat them.
Right.
But they're not always going to be on, and they've proved that a couple times this year. Michigan. But seriously, it's as wide open as it's been in a while. And you look at a team like Pitt, who just, looked like they were going to take over. They did take over the #1 ranking. Louisville beats them. So,
Right.
And Louisville's a team that is absolutely, positively, probably the most explosive in the country in 5-minute intervals. They are sometimes the best team in the nation, without a doubt, and sometimes the top 150 might be questioned. Like,
Maybe even a
that bad at
D2
times.
school could beat them.
They are that bad at times at finding. Let me tell you something, Rick Pitino, if you're watching, Preston Knowles, get him on the floor, let him stroke the 3 ball for you, because you have no other consistent threats from out there, and Preston Knowles is an
related
absolute
to Beyonce.
no.
Joke.
But he is an absolute
Stud.
exactly. But he just makes your offense so much more fluid and so much more consistent when you have a guy who's a legitimate threat every time he touches the ball from 3 to knock it down. So, Ricky P, younger Ricky P, Walter McCarty, or Antoine Walker, whoever is coaching with them, or Steve Masiello. If you're listening, that's my take. Put it on my tab. Other than that, I'll tell you what, the team you guys need to be scared about right now is Xavier Musketeers! How about that? The X-Men, XU. I love that. XU. I saw him doing it. Niehaus, show my boy some love. The X-Men, watch out for them. They're legit, and I mean legit with a capital Legit. That's all of them. That's all caps lock on. When you write Xavier, that's how you should do it. And it's not Xavier. It's not Xavier. Do you say xylophone or Xerox machine? No. You say Xerox with like it's a Z. You say xylophone like it's a Z. So say Xavier like it's a Z, people. I cannot stand listening to national broadcasters get on and butcher Xavier's name. It's not Xavier.
We don't do that here, Rick, because we know sports.
Niehaus knows sports, but a lot of ignorant people out there, as far as Xavier goes, do not know. And when anyone asks me how Xavier did, I look at them and say, huh? Who? I don't know a team by that name. So that's what I do in my spare time, other than talking to people about high school sports. I get mad at people for not saying Xavier right. That's how cool I am. But Derek Brown, Dante Jackson, Tutu, my man Tutu Holloway, Terrell Holloway, stud freshman. Kenny Free, stud freshman. My favorite player to watch, Brad Redford. Who doesn't like a guy who drains 30-footers all day? Kid's a stud. Have you watched him?
Mm-hmm.
He's about 5'11", white kid. All he does is bury threes like it's his job. Gotta love it. McLean gets off the floor like none other. Reminds me of jumping Jamal Walker or something. You know, he can just get off the floor. So Xavier's an exciting team to watch. A lot of people don't think so, but they don't know basketball. They don't know sports. They're not Mike Niehaus. They're not Rick Brewing. They're not Andy Bishop. So they don't know what they're talking about. So I'd say watch out for Xavier. And my pick for who's going to win it all, I'm going to go with, I'm not going to give you a specific team, but I'm going to say it's going to be the year of like a 4 or 5 seed who wins it all. I'm dead serious.
That's a nice
I hear
answer.
that.
I like
hear
that
that.
answer.
You never see it. It's always, last year was all the ones in the Final Four, which is rare. But yeah, it's almost always a 1 or 2 seed who wins it, possibly a 3. I'm looking for a 4 or 5 for
I
sure
hear that.
this year.
I hear that.
I mean, there's a lot of teams. I tell you what, I've said this from I'm not a UK fan, first of all, so don't get that twisted. I respect them. I do not like them. But I am, I told UK fans at the beginning of the year when they lost to VMI, don't worry about it. They're going to be good. VMI is not the team you want to open up with. They lead the nation in 3-point field goals. They lead the nation in points scored. They don't play any defense. They just want to get out and score quicker than you can.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a tough game to open up with after you've been sitting there practicing, running your offense, slowing it down, not turning the ball over, and a team just throws all that out of the window and wants to run the entire time.
Yeah.
Tough game to open up with. They score 100 points or whatever it was, and they beat Kentucky. That's not a big deal. I told Kentucky fans that not to worry. Told them not to worry after the North Carolina game. UK is fine, and they're proving that now. Big win at Rocky Top.
Oh, big one.
Beating Tennessee, and that was a game. I thought they'd lose about 3 in the SEC this year, and that was the main one that I thought for sure they'd lose. I still look for them to lose at Florida because it's just a tough place for them to play.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly at South Carolina, and possibly back at Rupp when they play Tennessee because Tennessee is going to be out to get something there. They are talented. They are a little inconsistent right now. Look for Bruce Pearl to have them up by the end of the season when that game happens. So I could see that one going to Tennessee as well. But I'd still look for, maybe only two losses in the SEC for UK. And other than that, they're in good shape. They're looking at 3 or 4 seed in the tournament.
Right.
And UK is a solid squad this year. And they're honestly, when you've got Patrick Patterson and Jody Meeks on any team, I don't care if you put them on, Wright State, they'd have a chance at winning the national championship just because they're so dynamic, those two together. Jody Meeks,
Unbelievable.
the 54-point game, you guys already talked about it, so I'm not going to. He
Unbelievable.
is unreal. He's NBA ready right now.
Mhm.
I don't think he's going to leave, but he's NBA ready. So don't worry, UK fans. I think you're okay, but he is good.
You think Patterson's going to leave?
I don't. The only reason I could see Patterson leaving is because he's tired of UK and the way they use him. I don't think they use him the way they should. I don't think he gets the ball enough. But I think he'll be a better NBA player than he is in college, honestly, sort of like a Rajon Rondo, just because his game's not really translating as well as it should for UK. Anyone else, if they have his numbers, they're an absolute stud. But Patrick Patterson's capable of a lot better than what he's doing right now as far as stats. And part of that's Jody Meeks scoring so much, so that's understandable.
Yep.
But he fills up a stat sheet, man. He rebounds, he blocks shots, he does it all. He's a freak athletically for his size. And he used to have a cool fro. I saw him down at Lexington, and we watched the Jordan All-Star game last year together, and a couple other former Holy Cross guys, House Ryan Succo, Dane Lantry, Paul Leibel, all those guys. Patrick Patterson's head was scraping their ceiling with his fro, and that was pretty cool. Standing next to him. He had the boot on his leg when he was injured.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's awesome.
he was a nice guy. So, yeah, so I say watch out for UK, too. I'm looking for UK, honestly, to make a run in the tournament. I'm literally thinking they're an Elite 8 team, and you never know once you get that far. Same with Xavier. I think Xavier has a very good chance of being an Elite 8, possibly Final Four team this year. Louisville is one of those teams that will have a fairly high seed, and they could win the national championship, or they could make a first-round exit to a 15 seed or something. I mean, Louisville's just that inconsistent right now.
You're right.
And so, like I said, my prediction is look for a 4 or 5 seed to take it. I don't know who it is yet. And watch Stephon Curry and Davidson. Oh, man. Kid's amazing, huh?
Stephen Curry, unbelievable.
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 Well, Rick, thank you so much for your analysis on everything. I mean, I'm so...
Next time I'm coming on for Barkley Premier Soccer, or whatever it is.
Barkley's
Liberton!
Barkley's Premier League Soccer, not Barkley like Charles Barkley.
That's
Barkley.
terrible. Oh, that's terrible.
That's
You're making me look like a meathead. I don't know when you're switching cameras. You got to tell. How's Shaq gonna be so big and can't make a free throw? He a meathead. They paid him all them dollars and he can't make a free throw. That's terrible. That's Barkley, if you didn't know. Charles Barkley. Look him up. Round mound to rebound.
Well, I do thank you so much for watching another episode of Niehaus Knows Sports. And again, as Andy told all our viewers last night, we wanted to get this show off to a bang, and we did 8 straight episodes.
8 straight episodes.
8 straight episodes. So look for a minimum of 1 a week now. They won't be as frequent, but at least 1 a week.
At least 1 a week.
And
Rick will be back. In his description, all the websites he mentioned are in the description to the right here. So check those out. His full name is there if you want to add him on Facebook. Get to chat with him. He knows what he's talking about better than I do. So ask him about sports over me. These 2 guys here are pros at sports. So
If I might, real quick, guys, first of all, this is awesome. I appreciate them having me on. But enjoy this, all right? What Andy's doing is awesome. What Mike's doing is awesome. I'm a big fan. And you guys keep supporting this stuff because, that's what makes it happen. You guys coming, watching these things, subscribing, getting the viewers up. That's how this thing works. And it's cool times that we're in with, YouTube becoming so big and everything like that, and people actually being able to do this and make a living on it. Some people are. So, keep supporting this and what it is because it's awesome, and I enjoy it. So, like I said, subscribe, do what you got to do, support Bishop. It's awesome.
Man. Thanks, appreciate it. Thank you.
I don't mean maybe. It's time to get up,
one
baby.
more. Gotta do one more. Gotta do one more.
Suck and chime.
They look alive.
Can I do this real quick? Guys, Niehaus does know sports, but it's time to go.